like where some people might be coming in maintaining their business, other people might be coming in like freshly started and things of that nature. So tonight I'm going to talk about, we're going to first start off with discussing some things around what stage you may be in your business or the different 5 different stages of your business. And then we're going to go through a scalability list. So basically, I'm going to ask y'all some questions, share some questions on screen. We're going to talk through those things. And then I'm going to open the floor up for questions. Now, I don't want this to be like I'm talking at y'all. So at any given time, stop
Uh,
me, ask questions,
uh,
engage. If there's something we're talking about and you need more clarity on it for your specific business, please do not hesitate to ask. Any questions so far before we get started? Before we go further? So since we're a small group, I'm gonna kind of just do a icebreaker. Hi, Erica. So I don't want to have my back towards you, so feel free to sit over on this side, wherever you're most comfortable. And we're just getting started, so you pretty much have not missed much. Okay. But we're gonna do a quick icebreaker. So we're gonna do a round table. Just say who you are, what it is you do, and something you're expecting to get from the call today. I'm gonna start with Miss Violet because I have you up on the screen, and then we'll popcorn it from there. And then Erica, after everybody on the call go, you'll go because you're here with me. Okay. Awesome.
Okay, am I on mute or not?
No, I hear you. We hear you good.
Okay, great. Hello, my name is Violet Laos. I'm from Austin, Texas. I am working with a nonprofit organization. We're a multimedia piece. We have many diverse pieces in our organization, working with children, with women, and just the capacity of empowering the artists, giving them opportunities to work. Where we do provide education services for women and children.
Awesome. Amazing. What's something you expecting to get from the call today?
Well, we're in the process now, in a beginning piece of starting over. So we're doing business plans, marketing, looking at our marketing projects, and revamping on our job descriptions and the procedures of that. So that's where we are right now. We're looking at strategic planning.
Awesome. Awesome. So excited. So AU, I'm gonna jump to you next, and then from AU, we're going to go to June and then Ashley.
how everybody doing? I'm AU. I run Community Consciousness LLC. What we do is uplifting and empowerment in our communities, such as food giveaways, philanthropy work, and I also do professional speaking, mindfulness coaching, and personal development coaching.
Awesome. And what's something you're expecting to get from today's call?
Really, just general education. I'm new, and as far as in the business world, I still do my work, but learning more business aspects and how to move to grow.
Awesome. Excited. June, you next. Introduce yourself.
Introduce yourself.
I'm not turning my camera off because I look horrible right now. But
Yeah, me too.
um, my name is June. I have two nonprofits, Confidentially Strong. It's a community outreach for the youth. We primarily focus on the young girls, just teaching them confidence through sisterhood. And then I have Angela Closet, which is a nonprofit where we collect prom and homecoming dresses, and donate them to girls who are in need. And we also, every year, we sponsor. We try to do at least 3 to 4 girls, sponsor them to prom. And something that I am hoping to get from this class is delegation because I do everything by myself. So I need a team.
Awesome. So we're gonna cover some of those topics tonight. Ashley, I'm gonna go to you, and then we're gonna jump over to Santana, and I will fill you in as soon as Ashley goes.
All right, so peace, y'all. Thank you, Alicia, for having this. This is dope. I'm Ashley B. Please don't forget the BA. I said please, and I'm the spiritual godmother in the hood. I'm also the founder of nonprofit organization Ashley B. Childhood Advocate, where my mission is to guide our youth and our hood to identify their superpowers so they can create their quality to live in a life. I am a diplomat at heart, so I do a lot of great things, a philanthropist at heart as well. I am a spiritual guidance counselor. I do tarot and oracle. Again, I host a lot of youth youth events. I do one-on-one counseling with the youth, and I am a collaborator.
Awesome.
And
So,
and one thing that I expect to get out of this is a lot of stuff that I be already knowing is just the process and knowing or learning the jargons of the the business as far as scaling my business.
awesome. So we're gonna cover a lot of those topics tonight. I'm glad that we're on point with what everybody is expecting to get out of the call tonight. So Santana, basically we're just doing a quick round table, introducing who you are, your business, and something you're expecting to get out of the call tonight.
Was that for me, you said?
Yes.
Oh, cool. Hello, everybody. Melissa Santana. I have several different hats I wear. I also do a lot of like violence prevention work, advocacy. But I do have a podcast that I launched, and so it's called Santana Says. So that's the name of what I have on here as my guest name. So I'm trying to like, do more with that. Eventually I would like to do more programming in schools and all of those things. So I'm just open to learning and connecting with all of you. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. And then we have Miss E in the room with us. Hello, my good friend. So if you could briefly introduce yourself to everybody that's on the call, what it is that you do, and something you're expecting to get out of today's class.
Okay. So my name is Miss E. I am an author, of a baker of cinnamon raisin, banana zucchini bread known as Miss E's Glory Loaves. I am baker and an organizer under Miss E's Home Reorganization and a relationship coach. So I wear several different hats. And what I expect to get out of today is some additional information as it relates to scaling the business and getting the right people on board to build the team.
Awesome. Awesome. So thank you for joining me. Thank all of y'all for joining me. And with no further ado, make sure y'all can still see my screen, correct? For those of you who are virtual.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. So we're going to just jump into it. So I'm going to tell y'all again, like I said, my goal is to pretty much prepare you with information that you can use to scale your business. I am looking to help you understand things around like what does actually growing my business look like? What are some tools and resources I can use to actually grow my business? And then furthermore, just a route to take it. So what I did was I put together some information for you. I also put together a flow chart. So today we're going to go through those flow charts. And then I have 2 documents up here that's going to help us as well. So the first, I'm going to start off with just the information piece, and then we're going to go over into like some SWOTs and some audits. I'm going to give you some documents to take home with you. So the first one is this ADKAR method, right? So ADKAR. And pretty much what this just means is this is a method that businesses typically use to manage a project or to make change inside of a project or a business. You might hear somebody use this method when you're doing community work. So a lot of people in here talked about nonprofits or things of that nature or team building. And so an important part when we're building a team or we have a nonprofit is to know that everybody's not going to come in on the same page. People are going to come in at different places. Some people are going to be contemplating. So that first stage is pre-contemplation, meaning like, I don't know, should I do this? Should I not do this? Is this something that I actually want to be a part of? Is this something that I not want to be a part of? Like, what does this actually look like for me, right? And that stage is also called awareness. And awareness is pretty much is looking at inside of your business, what's working, what's not working in my organization, what are my options? So even if we have team members coming on, what are my options? Are you looking for me to be in HR? Should I just be a volunteer? Do you have a different pay scale for me? What does this look like? And again, I'm aware that everybody is coming in at different points. And so awareness for you at your stage of business may look different for somebody who's ready to bring on a full team, which is why we look at using a model, because we have to customize this to what our needs are. A lot of the times we're looking at information and we're just bringing in like a one fits all thing, and that really doesn't work. You have to sit down and spend some time with your business. Now, I will share this form with everybody so you can get this slideshow, but I'm gonna jump over into that next one is building desire. So that contemplation stage, when we're talking about building our business, we have people, whether it's you contemplating, hey, do I really want to bring this business to life or do I not? Whether it's someone contemplating, do I really want to be a part of this organization or this business or do I not? Whether it's you contemplating, do I really want to scale my business or grow my business or do I not? And so contemplation go hand in hand with desire, which is pretty much, I'm going to close this door for a second, which is pretty much communicating the benefits of your strategy. What does that actually look like for you? And so that desire means like, what are the benefits of scaling my business? Like, what's the benefits of doing this in the first place? What was the benefit of y'all tuning in and coming to this class in the first place? Like, what are you leaving with that's going to be valuable for your business, right? That next stage is preparation. When we're talking about, so I'm going to go with something Violet talked about. When you're in that preparation stage, when you're going through roles, responsibilities, things of that nature, you're preparing to provide knowledge to people you're going to bring onto your team. And so you have to also prepare your business for that as well. Do you have the correct process and systems in place? Do you have the correct POS system? In the beginning, I remember working with Miss E, and she already had a website and things like that in place, but she was looking to scale her business as far as getting clients out of town to purchase and things of that nature. So she had to go back into her website and create some systems that allow people to actually purchase from no matter what state you are in. Joining this Zoom or joining this call. We have somebody on a call that's from Texas. Well, if I'm in Ohio, how can I service somebody that's in Texas? You have to prepare your business for that. And that is in that preparation stage, that knowledge stage, that you identifying what all do my business need in order for me to share the information or to share the service or to share the product, right? I'm going to pause for a second. Do we have any questions so far? All right, so I'm going to go into that next one, which is action. We have to learn how to take action into our business. Everybody on this call has already taken action in their business, so I'm not spending too much time on that. Everybody on this call should have a business model that you are following. If you do not, that's something that we're going to talk about a little bit later inside, like in the slides, but it's something for you to think about. And when I talk about business models, what does that mean? Okay, well, business models, you have like freebie model or freemium models, which is something like Instagram does it now or Meta does it now, where it's free to use their platform. But if you want some of these extra resources, now you have to pay $14.99 per month. So that's a business model in itself. Sometimes you have a fee for service model. Miss E, you're selling Glory Loads. That's a fee for service. I have a product. You give me my money. I give you your bread. We keep it simple and we keep it pushing. Some people have memberships or subscriptions for their products. Nonprofits, you might have a sponsorship type of business model for your business. But the thing is for you to identify what model am I consistently using for my business, because that's going to be important later on when we're talking about scaling. That last one is going to be maintenance. So once you've done all of these things, you got your business in order, you making money, you got your team on place and all of those things, we have to be able to maintain those things. And how many people on the call have ran a payroll and has had a team of at least 3 people or more? You can come off of mute, raise your hand, just say it. Nobody? Okay. It's not easy. You have multiple personalities. You have multiple people with different goals, both monetary and non-monetary. And so with that being said, you have to cater to that as the leader of your company. As the leader of your organization, you can't just say, forget what these people want, forget what these people think, or any of those things, because that's who's carrying on your business. And so that's where you typically start to lean into working with the coach, or you typically start to lean into connecting with other entrepreneurs who have had some of the same shared experiences. So it's like, hey, what did you do when you were running payroll? Well, what system did you use when you were running payroll? Like, I use ADP for my payroll. And so I encourage everybody on a call, you should be your first employee. So even though you're self-employed, you should have a system like ADP or something set up, which again, we'll talk about this a little bit more later on in the call, but you should have that set up for yourself, because when we're talking about scaling our business, when we're talking about showing proof of income, it's really just a paper trail in itself, and you are going to be able to use your system, use your process on yourself. So when you go to bring on your team or bring on additional people, now you know what it's like to input someone inside a payroll. You know what it's like, what the direct deposits are like. You know what the systems are like, what taxes are charging, what accounts need to be set up, and so forth. And it's easy for you to learn from your mistakes at that point when we're talking about maintenance. You can look back and say, this is something I slipped up on when I was in a pre-contemplation stage, or when I was preparing, and so forth. Any questions? Okay, so that next part is where I break that same ad card model down into 5 stages of business. So pretty much what that means for y'all is like this. When we're in that A stage, in that awareness phase, we're talking about existence. We're talking about, I just busted this business open out of the package. I'm just not looking to get started. I don't know where to start, really. I don't really know what to do. I'm just looking to survive. I'm looking to make it to the next level. I'm looking for customers. I'm looking to make some money. I'm looking to just establish, like, what is a processing system? And it's okay to be in that phase. So now remember, we're using both of these together. If I'm in the awareness, that means I'm working on what's working in my organization and what's not. What type of problems do I need to communicate that already exist? What are my options in my business? While simultaneously, I'm searching for these customers, I'm searching for money and things to grow my business. Now, that second stage is survival. When we've had a couple of customers and we got that system, now we're just trying to survive. Now we like, okay, I got me a little bit of money coming in, but I need to maintain this. How do I keep this money coming, keep this money generating? And can I quit my job yet? Like, those are the type of questions we get to ask when we are in that survival space. But really, we're not ready to quit our job yet, when we're in survival space. I don't encourage that. It's possible. It has happened. I've done it plenty of times and have made it and been all right with it. But is it something that I suggest to other people? No, I suggest for you to get your plan together, know what steps that you have in front of you, and actually start making those steps. So that survival stage, it looks like generating enough cash flow to cover your expenses. Meaning that if you have Zoom and you use Zoom all the time for webinars or something, that has a fee associated with it. You shouldn't be paying for that out of your 9-to-5 paycheck. That should be coming out of your business. It should be in your business expenses. That's something we write off on our taxes later on. That's all a part of scaling our business, right? Let's see, we got a couple people coming in. We got someone coming in. Okay, so that's the survival stage, what we're talking about. And so, yes, you want to make sure that we're looking at what our competition is doing. So there's something that I've talked about before, and most of you may have heard me talk about it, which is like our market analysis. What are other people doing? What is it? How is it generated for them? How is it working? What's difficult? What's not difficult? Things of that nature. In that survival stage, those are things we're paying attention to. Now, if we've survived, if we've been able to like go through the pandemic and our business was able to make some money, which I congratulate each and every one of y'all, because y'all businesses just made it through the pandemic, or y'all just started businesses either during a pandemic or right after a pandemic, which is like, I highly applaud, because entrepreneurship, as we all know, is not easy whatsoever. So that next thing is success. So we have some people on the call and in the room that has established some success, meaning that I might have my products in some stores, on some shelves. So Miss E's Glory Loaves, those are on shelves. If you go to, what is it, Cafe Fix, you got Milwaukee Birds, you have a few locations. And so, again, like Ashley B, you are on the call. You are in a few different schools. You've established some success in your business. That means you've done some groundwork. You set some foundational work in place, and now you are in that space where you're like, okay, I need to invest in some additional staff or some equipment or an additional system or some support. June, I heard you say the same thing. You as well have established some success. So you're like, okay, I need to be able to expand my reach a little bit, and I can't do it all myself and wear all of these hats. The reason why we are going through these 5 stages of business is because as we go through these flow charts, as you go to do your SWOT or your social media audits, you guys are going to be able to have to identify transparently and realistically with yourselves, this is where I am in my business. This is the stage I am in my business. And again, if I know I'm in the existing stage, I need to be focusing on pre-contemplation. These are the things I need to be focusing on. If I know that I'm in the survival stage, these are the things I need to be focusing on up here. So these things go hand in hand. If I know that I'm in the success stage, I need to be over here focusing on how to acquire new skills, how to gain teamwork skills, and how to share more information. So share information is going to be essential in your business because that's how people are going to be like, oh, that's value. Let me attach myself to value. Let me see what else they have to offer. Things of that nature. If I'm servicing a product, what makes my product better than anybody else's product or more unique? Why should I come to you and purchase this thing versus someone else? Why should I support your nonprofit versus the other million nonprofits that are out here servicing the youth? What makes you different? And if I'm recruiting, this is also something I need to be thinking about because people want to know what they're attaching themselves to. That next stage is our takeoff. We've made some success, and now usually you hear people talk about that 5-year span or plateauing or your business not growing or growing too fast or growing too slow and things of that nature. This is that takeoff stage right here, meaning that you are pushing out products, you are pushing out services, you have a marketing strategy in place, you're pushing out that marketing strategy, and now you're looking to maintain that growth. You have customer relationship management in place, all of those things. That last thing is maturity, meaning that my business did all of these things. I need some stability at this point. I need trust funds in place. I need to make sure that I have business insurance in place in case somebody try to come after all of this money I done made in my business and all of these type of things. And so that's the maturity. So these 5 stages of business is something to familiarize ourselves with because we have to be able to identify where I am. Sometimes we try to put, what is that saying? We try to put the cart before the horse. Yeah, we try to put the cart before the horse, and it's like we're out here trying to secure sponsorships when we don't even have a logo and a brand palette in place. So when they give us this money, like what are we sending them? What am I attaching myself to? What is the brand? So I'm gonna pause for a second. Do we have any questions? Now I'm gonna ask you all, take 30 seconds and drop it in the chat or come off of mute and just say it out loud. What stage of business are you in?
Existence.
Okay, we got existence.
I would say building a solid team.
Okay,
It's-
so you're building a solid team right now. So you in the success stage, you're looking to do more.
I would say that we're also in existence.
Okay. Getting started. Who else we have on the call? Santana. What is it, Marissa? Tell me your name again so I don't keep calling you Santana Fayaz. Let me see. Hold on, let me pull it back up. Who we got on here? We still looking. Genevieve, I know you just jumped on, but we're looking at, you kind of caught that part. What stage of business would you say you in? June, Santana, I haven't heard from you too. I'm gonna leave it up there for a couple more seconds. Look at that. Tell me what stage of business you're in. Let's see, what about you? What stage of business?
I'm starting.
You're starting, so you're in existence.
I would say between success and takeoff.
Okay, in between success and takeoff, we got a gray area here, okay? Anybody else want to share before I go on to the next slide? All right, so Once you've defined what stage of business you are in and things of that nature, I'm going to share this document over here with you guys. We're not going to go through all of these questions because there are 28 questions on here. And I'm going to share this with y'all, but this is something that you want to be able to do. You want to go through this SWOT analysis. This is going to help you identify what are your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Some of you may have already done this. I still encourage you to look at the 20-something questions that's on here because it may be something that you overlooked or you may have not thought of. Now we're going to go on to this next part, and I'll go back to that spot a little bit later. But the first part, so we got 10 questions we're going to go through. And again, stop me wherever you need, but I'm just going to go through these. Everybody, let me start off by saying everybody's going to start off on this yellow start phase. Whether you are in the takeoff phase, whether you are in the existence, survival, wherever you are going to start in this space, right? And so when you start in this space, the first thing we do is have to ask our question around scalability. So our first question is, does your business have a clear and unique value proposition that sets it apart from competitors? And that's the question. So yes or no? Every round table, Violet, I see you first. So yes or no? Does your business have a clear and unique value proposition that sets it apart from competitors?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, next person, AU. Does your business have a clear and unique value proposition? Basically, what sets you apart? Do you know the value of your business, and can you clearly say it? I'm gonna jump to the next person because I know AU moving around. Ashley, do you have a unique value proposition?
Yes.
Okay, June, what about you?
I would say yes as well.
Genevieve, what about you?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, Miss E?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so it sounds like majority of us are in the yes space. Now, I'm gonna tell you, all of these flow charts are the exact same when it comes to your nose. Your nose, when you get to asking yourself these scalability questions, and if you answered no to any of these questions, your immediate next question has to be, do you want to scale? Do I want to scale my business? If your answer is no, then stop. Just stop where you are. Stay where you are, stay comfortable where you are, be confident in where you are, maneuver and stay in the lane of where you are and do nothing else because that's exactly what's going to happen. And if the answer is yes, then we have to again figure out, well, how do I work through my question? So everybody on this call talked about yes. And so that means your next step meaning should be to create an executive summary. You should have an executive summary if you do not. If you do have an executive summary, this needs to be added to your business plan. I'm not going into the executive summary right now. I will answer questions around it, but I'm not going into what it looks like to develop one in this moment. Those are like, I have a ton of ebooks and all of that type of stuff that you can purchase for those things, but or I will show you some tools that you can use to help you produce these type of things. So once you have your executive summary, this should be added to your business plan. If you don't have a business plan, you need to go back and start developing that. And again, we're going to talk about that as we continue to flow. If for any reason somebody answered no, then if you said yes, you want to scale your business, you need to be defining why your end consumer should come to you to solve their problem. That's exactly what that means. If you have a USP, why should my end consumer come to me to solve their problem? Why should I come to you to eat Glory Loaves? Like, why? If I can go to Dave's, why come to you? If I can go to this nonprofit to service my youth or to service my child, why should I come to you? If I can donate to the Goodwill or any of those things, why should I give my clothes to Joe? That next one, is your business generating consistent and sustainable revenue and profit? Ms. E, yes or no?
Yes, yes and no.
Okay. Okay, and what did I minimize y'all? Next person, June, I see you on my screen. Is your business generating consistent and sustainable revenue and profit?
I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
I'm gonna say no.
Okay. Ashley, what about you?
No.
Okay. Santana says, what about you? Okay, Ms. Violet.
No, I guess for us, we depend on the funding from different capacities of grants, that kind of thing, and that usually is a time frame that we have money. So I would say no.
Okay, before I jump on to the next person, what I'm gonna say is, and we're gonna touch on this a little bit, but every person in this room, whether you're a nonprofit, for-profit, it does not matter. You should have 7 different methods of receiving funding. And what that means is just because you are a nonprofit, it does not mean that you cannot do fee-for-services. You can do fee-for-services. I believe it's up to 10% of what your yearly budget is what you can charge and things of that, or use to pay out and so forth, or you do your payroll and things of that nature. So you have different options. We should be looking at endorsements. We should be looking at sponsorships. We should be looking at fee-for-services. We should be looking at grants. We should be looking at all of these things. And they apply for both for-profit and nonprofit organizations, because for-profit companies can apply for grants as well. So the next person, Genevieve, would you say that you are making a consistent profit or no?
No.
Okay, and you?
No, not consistent.
Okay, and so for everybody who talked about no, do we want to scale? I already know everybody on this call want to scale. And so what we need to be doing is not only using a payment processor to document our transactions, but what I'm going to add onto this for everybody that is on this call is that we need to be identifying what are we charging for? What is the product that I have? What is the service that I have? What problem am I solving for someone? And how much am I charging to solve this problem? Because if we can answer those things, now inside of our payment processor, that's just the item. The item is a strategy call. The item is an ebook. The item is a sponsor a student. The item is sponsor a family. The item is donate to a family. The item is a glory load. The item is whatever the item or the service is. The service is a coaching session. Stay. Sit and stay. Sit and stay. Don't open your mouth. Excuse me. So yes, we need to identify those things. Because once we identify them, now we can go into adding those into our payment processor and then documenting those transactions. When we're talking about scaling our business, the reason why we're asking the question of are we even generating an income or even making a profit is because when we're talking about investors or capital or taking this to a bank or going to even a grant, they're going to ask these questions. How much money have you invested in yourself? How much money have you made to date? And then how are you documenting it? They might want to see proof of that. And so with that being said, if you answer no, and you said you want to scale, I need you to, even if you're not making income right now, you need to have a payment processor in place. Because when you do make that one sale, when you do make those 2 sales, those 3 sales, you need to be able to document those things. Again, once you do those, we're going into that next thing is we're talking about payroll, bookkeeping, and taxes. Meaning that once I'm generating a sustainable income, once I'm generating revenue and profit, I need to have that into payroll. So again, I told y'all, I use ADP. Feel free to join to ask questions. What's going on? So this is a class around scaling your business. We have people joining in virtually. We have a few people in person. You guys are in class, but you can feel free to sit through. Everybody are at different stages in their business. And right now we're going through a flow chart. Okay. And so that next thing that we're talking about, when we're talking about bookkeeping, is documenting these sales. I don't care if you only made 1 sale in business this year, right? We want to document that because we have to be able to track our progress, track our flow and things of that nature. And then going back into that business plan, this is how we're choosing identifying our financial projections. How much are we making in 1 year? How much are we making in 2 years? How much are we making in 3, 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, so forth? Any questions so far? Okay, my next question to you all then. Does your business have a scalable and replicable business model? We talked about business models earlier. And so what that simply means is, can I take it from you? Can you write it on a piece of paper and I give it to Ashanti or Sincere and they go and execute it the same way you did? Do you have those recipes down to where if I go in the kitchen and make some glory loaves because you just hired me, I can follow the steps you said follow and they come out the same exact way? If I'm building my nonprofit, do you have your processing system for securing sponsorships, for servicing for carrying out your programs? Is it in order to where you can pass it, where you can bring on volunteers, where you can tell someone, this is the way I want it done, this is the way it needs to be done, and they can look at it and do it? Yes or no?
I started the process. Your steps and I would be able to definitely train somebody to do things or
Okay. Do you have something in writing?
most of it is, but I'm not done.
Okay, I can accept that. On the call, do we have something in writing as far as your business? Do everybody understand what I just asked? And I'm starting with Violet because I see you are off of mute. And
Okay.
can you answer that question for me?
Yeah, and that's the process we're in right now. We're writing those, we're putting that together. We all have been working with the process and ideas in our heads. Now we have to write it in paper. So like you said, it could be transferable to someone else.
Okay. So what I'm gonna show, while everybody else is thinking about this question and yes or no, and just drop it in the chat for me, I'm gonna go into something real quick. I'm gonna show you guys ChatGPT. I know y'all heard all about it already. Let me log in. Well, I should be log into it. But I'm sure you guys have already heard about ChatGPT. Y'all heard about AI and all of those things and what it does and all of that. So ChatGPT is now gonna be your best friend as a business owner. Why am I telling you this? Why is ChatGPT going to be your best friend? Because these processing systems we're talking about, we're not spending 50 years writing these things out because we don't have to anymore because we have AI. And so let's say create a process and system step by step detail. I probably worded that wrong or could have worded it better. For creating cookies, for baking cookies. Okay, so what ChatGPT is doing is it's writing out exactly what I just asked you. Did you have to scale your business? Not only is it identifying everything that I need, and we got a baker in the room to double check this information. So not only is it identifying the equipment I need, it's telling me my ingredients, it's telling me the instructions step by step, it's telling me to make the process more efficient and organized, some systems that I can include to do this. And so what it's doing is producing exactly what it needs. So what you would do for your business is every question, everything you need to identify, every step, create, and you can give it information. So you can say, create a step-by-step process for making glory loaves utilizing these ingredients and these measurements. And it's going to produce the same type of thing. You can say, create a processing system for onboarding volunteers and include X, Y, and Z, and it's going to produce the same thing. Now, yes.
Is this an app or is this an online accessible?
This is online accessible. So this is in your web browser. So to get to this, we will literally open up a new link in our tab. We will put ChatGPT. We will type that in. We will go to this one. It says ChatGPT OpenAI, and it's going to ask you to log in, but you're going to log in utilizing your Gmail account.
They do got an app too.
They do, yes.
Okay.
So yes. And so for my people who are using this on the dashboard, put your questions in there, get those processing systems in there, because again, you need to identify what pieces you need in your business. This is going to help you produce it. You as a human, please, when you copy and paste this over into your Google Docs, so the way that this work is, you would take this, you would literally copy it. And sometimes they actually have, oh, here it is. Like they actually have this right here. So you can actually click this clipboard. So now it's copied. You will go over into your Google Docs and you would paste it, So if this was Google Docs, I will paste it, and it's just going to paste everything. And you, as the human, take your own eyes and your own knowledge about your business, or you and your team, you sit down, you comb through it, fix any errors or any mistakes or anything that does not fit your business or your brand. So that's a tool to put in your tool belt, ChatGPT. If you
Is
don't have a business,
Is Chat GPT, is there a fee?
no, this is completely free. They have models that you can pay services for and all of that, but the free version gives you more than enough, more than you need. If anybody want to drop a question or something that he wants me to ask ChatGPT just for some more proof of concept, let me know. Come off of mute and let me know. I'm not really monitoring the chat right now, to be honest with you. So let me know, and then I'll put it in. Other than that, we're going to move on to the next thing, because if you are asking it to produce these things for you and it's writing it out step by step, the next step was for you to create an employee handbook. The reason why we need an employee handbook is because we're bringing on other people to expand our team, but we cannot lose the value, the morals, the principle, the quality of our businesses as we scale. That can happen. That will happen if you bring a team on and they are not properly trained, because everybody has their own way of doing things. Some people already are in that concept of, I don't want to work a 9 to 5, but I don't want to be an entrepreneur either. And you are moving from the stage of being just an entrepreneur to a small to medium-sized enterprise. And with that being said, you need to give people step by step on how to do it. Again, you can ask ChatGPT to write you a handbook for your nonprofit, for your business. Give it the information you want it to produce. Again, the flow charts are exactly the same. You know, if you answer no, that you need to just stop. And if you answer yes, we talked about what you need to do from there. I'm going to go on to that next one. My next question, I need somebody to come off of mute for me and tell me, are your current customers satisfied with your products or services, and are they likely to recommend your business to others?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
I would say yes.
I would
Okay.
say yes as well.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely yes.
Okay.
Yes, we get feedback from all levels, from the kiddos to the parents and the organizers. We always ask to have them give us feedback by survey.
I'm loving it. I'm loving all of the yeses that I'm hearing. And so if everybody answered yes, that means that you should already have some type of feedback form or review sites in place. And if you don't, I encourage you to. If you have to start off with Google Forms, start off with Google Forms. If you have a website, it should already be built into your website. As a business owner, you should be on Google. So Google reviews, I will be funneling people over to Google reviews. But the big thing is we need reviews. We need feedback for several different reasons, whether it's scaling our business, our product, our services, knowing what we need to adjust, or whether it's bringing on new clientele. If you answer yes to that and we have feedback forms and review sites in place, then the next thing we need to do is share your customer reviews. So you're going to use that feedback to improve your services. The SWOT analysis, we're going to talk about that a little bit deeper in the next few slides, briefly. But what it is simply saying, identifying your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats every quarter. Like every quarter, we should be looking at this and we should be implementing our customer feedback. If the customers are giving us things that are great, then that should be going in my opportunity box. That means that's a strength and an opportunity. There's opportunity to scale that customer, to get that customer to buy more products, to buy in bulk, to buy wholesale, to purchase more services, to share it with their network. There's so much opportunity to help you scale your business in that space. And so some of the things we need to be looking at in that space is really going to be making sure we're documenting it and not just going off of ears or hearsay or just having text messages in our phone. Our next question, does your business have a solid marketing and sales strategy in place to attract and retain customers? Do everybody on this call have a marketing and sales strategy? Yes or no? Yes. Anybody on the call? Just a few, y'all. Everybody.
Can you go into details?
Okay, so when I say solid marketing and sales strategy, what I mean by that, marketing is simply marketing is the strategies or the plans that you are using to put your business out there. So meaning that whether we're using email, and it should be a combination of these things, whether it's email marketing, SMS, social media, whichever social media platform you want to choose, or a combination of all of them. We can talk about direct sales marketing. We can talk about business to business marketing, guerrilla marketing, making sure that we're sending out letter of inquiries, promotions, meaning that we have other people promoting our products, or they're in our local stores, or we have flyers going out, or they're out in the USPS. Or do we have a strategy, a plan saying months 1 through 3, we're focusing on this. These are our key performance indicators, meaning that I had this many sales in business this month, so that's letting me know that my marketing or my strategy plan is working. Or I had this many leads this month, so that lets me know that my strategy or my marketing and promotion strategy and sales strategy is working. So those are the questions that I'm asking. Do you have a solid plan in place telling you this is how I'm putting my content, my services, my business, my products out there, and this is how I'm monitoring it to whether or not it's working?
I would say no. One of the questions I would like to know, like, how do people be disseminating their information through the email? Like, do they send it to the organizations or people individually, or is there a process where you can just just share it to everybody on your email list? Or how do you even create an email list off your website? So I would say no, outside of social media and word of mouth and like flyers and stuff. And no, I don't have a way to and evaluate or analyze, who is getting it, who's responding to it. So no.
Okay. Somebody else come off of mute and tell me more so I can get a feel of the room. Briefly, really quick before you go though, I want to be mindful and respectful of everybody's time. When I posted this event, I posted it for 1 hour. We are at 56 minutes and 24 seconds. If you have to leave, if you need to leave, if you desire to leave, if you no longer want to be here, please feel free to just branch off as you need to. I'm going to keep going for the people who want to stay because there's still some information that's valuable to cover. And I'm going to go into your questions, Ashley. I'm going to answer your question, Ashley. But the next person, can you kind of go into answering that question? Do you have a strategy in place or no?
This is June. I'm going to say no. And that's why that's what makes me know I need a team, because it's like creating content and making those reels and TikToks and stuff like that. I'm not good at it, and then my social anxiety kicks in, and I just be like, I'm not doing it at all. So that's what makes me know that I need a team so that they can pick up where I slack at.
Next person, somebody else go for me and give me some information.
Uh, Hello?
I'm listening. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so I use a lot of content marketing. And it's getting more people aware, but I know there's other aspects that I need to use. And I'm looking for, like, I know I had a meeting with you and we talked about things that I can use to generate more awareness to what I'm doing. But for right now, like, I'm just using content marketing, and I'm trying to figure out other ways I can reach out to people.
Okay. And I'm going to have one more person go real quick. Yes or no? Do you have a marketing plan in place or no?
I would say we do in a sense, and who we're marketing, who our audience is that we're trying to focus, and we have a way to disseminate the information to different audience. But we use the social media of Twitter and Facebook, and we have an email listing. We have the website. But if we're focusing on identifying a particular audience, then we do a posting or invite.
Okay. Okay. So I'm going to go into, I think this is good. We have a combination of some people who have strategies in place, some people who do not. So there's a couple things that I'm going to share with you all, and I'm going to kind of start with what Ashley talked about. And so, which is really like, how do I even capture these leads and things of that nature? Excuse me, 1 second. Excuse me, you all. You cannot sit in here and talk. I asked you guys to stay in that room. You keep running in here, so now you have to sit here silently. I have a class going on. I need you to sit here silently, okay? Thank you.
You
Uh,
got guests waiting too. I don't know if you I know you said you. Yeah.
Oh, somebody is trying to get in. Who they real late? Oh, okay. No, she must have got off. She must have got kicked off for a second. Thank you for that.
Mm.
But I was not monitoring that. Let's see. Megan, I hope she gets back in there.
I mean, I know I'm new to this platform, but it looked like anybody can let them in. I was about to let her in.
Did it
But,
say? Do it say if it allows you to admit it? If it allows you to admit somebody, go ahead and click admit for me.
all right.
If it's allowing you to, because I didn't set no permissions or anything on there. And so couple things. So whatever reason that's loading slow, but typically a pop-up comes up here. But even if the pop-up doesn't come up, it comes down here at the bottom, meaning that this is our lead capture. So on your website, we automatically should have something that is capturing leads for the people who are coming to our website. Meaning that as soon as I get on my site, there it is. So as soon as I get on my site, there should be something that pops up immediately. Meaning that if I put my name inside of here, it's going to ask me this information. It's going to ask me for my email, and I'm subscribed to your site. Now, same thing down here. Lead capture should be everywhere. It should be on your website. It should be on your Instagram. It should be on your, if you got your phone open right now and you scan, I'm gonna leave it up for a moment. If you scan this connect right here, that is gonna ask for your email. It's gonna ask for your phone number. It's gonna give you my information. It's gonna give you my digital business card. It's a lead capturing, a lead magnet to capture information. And the reason why it's there is so I can identify where did I actually meet you at. So if you scan this one, it's going to go through my Papo, which virtually I can connect to get you all Papo, you're in the room, so you'll get your Papo. But if you scan the connect one, that's a digital business card. And what that does is it goes on the back of your phone. And now I'm able to capture leads this way. So I'm getting into that next part. Where does these leads actually live? So whether it's on, now again, if I'm on social media, I heard some people talk about having collecting emails on social media or having people DM emails and things of that nature. However you get your emails, the key is you want it to be automated. So if someone scans this and put their email in, it's automatically going to go over here into HubSpot, which is my customer relationship management system. And what that does is it allows me to not only identify where I see my contacts. The reason why you guys, and you've seen it on the screen briefly earlier, I took it off because I didn't realize it was showing so much personal information. And so I took it off and I can't click back into context because I can't disclose everybody's personal numbers and emails and things of that nature. But if I click on contact, it not only identifies their contact information, it identifies, let me see if I can find a example one. It identifies their contact information. It identifies the last time I talked to them, the last time I texted them, the last thing that we said that we were following up on, what we need to do, everything. If I need to leave notes. So the reason why you want to utilize a system like this is for the exact reasons you just said. Automations. If I'm sending out, or marketing, excuse me, if I'm sending out emails or something of that nature, I can identify who I want to actually send it to. So I'm going to just go with this one. I can go in and see, like when I made this email and I started to formulate it, and it's to ask you, who are you sending it to? I can send it to all contacts. I can send it to just my subscribers from the website. I can send it to just the subscribers from Papo. And the way you identify this is by what you're putting out. If it's general content, it might go to everybody. If it's your newsletter, so everybody should have like a newsletter or a blog or something of that nature. And if you're sending that out, whether it's monthly, weekly, bi-weekly, that might go out to everybody. If you just, so after this class, y'all might get an email from me about all of the ebooks that are available, because here, you might need additional information, some things that I didn't mention in the classroom, but I already have this produced for you. It's inside of this ebook. You purchase the ebook, but I'm not going to send that to everybody because I didn't just talk to everybody about this information. I only talked to the people that joined into here. So that's like honing down on my target audience. That's honing down on who I need to actually connect with. So to answer that first question, you're capturing your leads, whether it's through your website, whether it's through your business card. That's why I encourage Papo, because it's a digital business card that also capture leads. And all of those leads are going inside of your customer relationship management system, whether you use HubSpot, whether you use Square, any of those things, and that's where you're sending emails from. That's how you know who to send emails to. That's how you know how often to send emails to. That's how I know how many people are opening up, how many people are not, how many people are clicking through, how many people are not. What do I need to change? What don't I need to change? Things of that nature. And that other portion we talked about, I won't go too deep into marketing right now because I don't have extremely a lot of time. There is an ebook that I have for that, but it's really identifying all of the different channels. Social media and content is one way, but emails is still a thing. SMS is still a thing. Cold calling is still a thing. Going to networking events is still a thing. Passing out your business cards or tapping and engaging through Papo, meeting random people inside of different places, identifying your target audience. So this SWOT analysis is going to be extremely important because a part of this is identifying not only the SWOT, but the ebook as well, because it's identifying how do my consumer think? Where do they shop? What do they like to spend money on? Things of that nature. It's identifying all of those things and being able to push forward and put your strategy, your marketing strategy and promotion strategy around that so you can retain your customers. Check this weekly. Check your metrics weekly. Your KPIs, I talked about that before. If you ran a campaign on Instagram and your goal was to get more sales, sell more products or get more leads or something of that nature, check that. Check your customer relationship management system. How many leads did I get this week when I ran this campaign? How many views did I get on that post when I ran that campaign? How many of those views transferred over into actually collecting an email or collecting a sale? Check those metrics weekly. We allow our metrics to sit too long. We allow our business to get too far away from us, and then we get lost in it, and we have to keep on redeveloping these things. It's not about what we want to put out. It's about what our audience is taking to, what they're engaging into. For example, I don't have it up on the screen, but feel free. It's a free class. You can come and sit in if you needed to.
I can start real quick to see if the babies want anything to bring up with the kind of food.
No, thank you. They just had one. I appreciate you. Thank you. So yes. So that's it. Check those metrics weekly. We allow it to get away from us. And then you're going to use your strategy to. So I heard people talking about content creation. It's fine. I always push create. Once you have the idea, you don't have to wait, and that's true. But simultaneously, you should be getting a strategy in place because the content you are putting out or that you are rolling out should be strictly from your strategy because that's based off of what your goals are in your business. All that makes sense? Okay, so this is a lot, and I don't want to know what's the name is. So I'm going to, okay, where were we at? Metrics. Boom. This next one, I just touched on this, customer relationship management. That question was, are your operations and processes efficient and streamlined, and are there any room for improvement? Answer that last portion. Is there room for improvement in your business? Yes or no?
Yes, always. We're always constantly moving and improving. So yes.
Okay, awesome. And so because we can identify that, we need to be using our CRM. That's that system I told you. What I use is HubSpot. You have different things. You have Salesforce, you have Monday, you have so many different systems you can use. But what your customer relationship management system allows you to do is oversee and manage your workflow. You see when I go inside of here, and I was at my home screen. You see all of these different tasks and to-dos, and sometimes I get lost on here, y'all. It's a lot with HubSpot. But what I have over here is people I need to follow up with. What's my next thing to do? Once I do it, when is the last time I talked to them? All of those things. It's a way for you to oversee not only what you're doing, but what your team is doing as you are bringing them in. If you had on your to-do list that you need to create those systems or create that handbook, put it into your customer relationship management system, put your context inside of that customer relationship management system, check things off as you go. It provides a way for you to look and manage your workflow and oversee your progress. As you are doing that, you should be using that to improve your systems and processes. I talked about that earlier as we are running SWOT analysis quarterly. Again, everybody who registered, you had to register with an email, so you'll get both of these documents, so you'll be able to look through those things. This next one, does your business have a talented and capable team in place to manage and grow your business? No. Everybody does not have we finally made it to this one. No, you do not. So because you do not have a team in place, there's a couple of things. One, yes, we're searching for a team, but the first thing is put systems in place to manage those spaces. So meaning that we need to lay out a map. What roles and responsibilities needs to be filled inside of my business? If I need a HR system, okay, if I need an HR person and I don't have an HR person right now, then I might find an HR system to actually manage this for me right now, where I can input this information and it's doing all of the things I need to do I need to do in the HR department. If I don't have a person to produce documents for me, I might be using ChatGPT for it. If I don't have a person to create graphics, I might be using Canva for it. If I don't have a person to send out or assistant, I might be using the HubSpot and their automation systems to send out emails and monitor things for me. You have to put systems in place for that. Do a needs analysis. So this is another part of your homework. I need you to do a needs analysis. And what that simply means is identify the roles in your business that need to be filled. And then I need you to align with people who have a passion for it. So we are no longer writing out these job descriptions, putting them on Zillow, putting them on Facebook, putting them on these places, asking people to fill out applications, accepting these applications, doing an interview and hiring them that way. It does not last. What we're doing is finding people who align with the roles and responsibilities that our business need, because they're going to take it serious. Once you've done that, you need to identify their goals, both individual, both monetary and non-monetary goals. Why? Because everybody is not just working for transactional purposes and money, and everybody is not working for free. Those two things are hand in hand. People have goals, they have things they want to meet, they have things that, like, we are individualists, so we have, like, it's still family community for real. We have to pour into ourselves first. And so with that being said, it comes from that space. Once we've gotten those people on our team and we've identified those people, we're doing team development activities. Quarterly, monthly, weekly, maybe it's inside of your weekly meetings, but we're following up with them. We're not just hiring people, giving them a task and sending them on their way. We have to have meetings going on with them. We need to create non-disclosure agreements. We need MOUs. We need contracts or work for hire agreements, because these are the things that are going to hold those people responsible and accountable for the things that they have signed up for. Are you prepared to invest time and resources into hire additional staff, upgrading technology, and expanding your products or services? Yes, all of y'all are. So y'all need to go and identify who your sponsors and your capital sources are. Meaning that, who are the people who's willing to endorse my business? Who are the people who are willing to give monthly donations? Who are the people who are going to purchase my services? What services are they purchasing from me? How much am I charging for these services? Do I have letter of inquiries in place? Do I have sponsorship packages in place? Put together a fund development strategy. That's essentially what that means. I'll touch on that in another class, because we don't have enough time to go through a fund development strategy right now. This next one, if you see me speeding up more, it's because we're at 9:10 and this building closed at 10 o'clock, and I need to get y'all this information. And so, have you identified potential sources of capital and finances? If you have not, Hello Alice. Get on Hello Alice. Make you an account with Hello Alice. They post grants on there all the time. For-profit businesses and nonprofit businesses. They have one out right now. It's $25,000. It's from $5,000 to $25,000. The deadline may have passed for the first session, but there's a second session coming out, and there's also like a Google business grant on there right now as well. So Hello Alice, and the questions are simple. The question
Alice or Alex?
Alice. Hello Alice. Hello Alice. So Hello Alice is the website. This is it. You make you an account. You go to grants. Once you log in, they're going to tell you. They post funding. They email you stuff about funding all the time. This is something that you need to have and you need to register for them. Why are you doing that? Why are you putting it on there? Why are you getting on there? The things that they're going to, the thing I was going to touch on, the things they're going to ask you, if you answer these questions, you can fill out those grants on Hello Alice, because, or any grant for that matter, because essentially the only thing they're asking you about is your business, your brand, what you do, how you do what you do, how you got started, why are you doing what you do in the first place. And so if you can answer those questions to yourself and in your SWOT, you can answer it in a grant, and that can be your cushion. That can be your startup funding. That can be your new equipment. That can be your payroll. That can be your new team or your first 6 months of payroll. That can be a ton of different things, but you have to first be able or be in the position to scale, which is why we're answering these questions and we're identifying these things early on. Once you've done those, contact people. Don't get this information. Don't get these documents in place and not reach out. Send an email, put your pride to the side, put your ego to the side, get your business plan in order. You said you don't have a business plan? Okay, create a business plan for a nonprofit, include who services, who serve, youth, include financial projections. Questions are important. Spelling is true. I'm not great at that, but questions are extremely important. Knowing what questions to ask people is important, and also knowing what questions to ask machines are important. So what it's going to do is actually produce an entire business plan for me. I talked about executive summaries earlier, and I said I wasn't touching on it, but look what happened. AI did. It also gave me a market analysis. It also gave me services and programs that I can provide if I'm not providing, or if I am providing and didn't know how to put it in the correct words. Marketing and outreach, we talked about that. And let's say this didn't give you enough for marketing and outreach. What I'm able to do is say, add more details in the marketing and outreach section. And once it's done, it's going to add more details in the marketing and outreach section. So again, there's no more excuses for it. Get your business plan in place. Why do you need it? Because you need to send it to people so they can give you their money so that you can build your business. We need to scale. All right. And then this last slide, we made it 16 minutes past the time, but we made it. And I want you to answer this one. Have you considered the potential risks and challenges of scaling your business? And do you have a plan to migrate them? Anybody can answer.
Repeat that again.
No.
Yes and no. Okay. Have you considered the potential risks and challenges of scaling your business? And do you have a plan in place to migrate them? I'll give an example briefly. I am a Section 8 participant, which means that I receive a housing voucher for to pay my rent, which also means that they also monitor every dollar and penny I make, whether it's at a 9 to 5, whether it's in my business, whatever the case may be. They're monitoring every move I make. And so the higher I scale, my risk becomes, okay, are you in a position to let this voucher go and pay your rent and utilities fully without any setbacks or any of those things? And I'm not fearful of that. That's what I'm working to. That's the goal. I promise you it's the goal. I'm not the person that's like, let me trick the system and stay on set. No, scale me up, baby. I want it. So that's where I am. But the risks are, there's months that my business is grossing over $1,000. And if I'm reporting this does now affect my my roof over my head and my children, or how I'm feeding my children, or things of that nature. So what does this look like for me, and what have I put in place for it? So the same question is for you, whether you can answer it right now or not. And you don't have to go in detail with me, but have y'all considered the potential risks and challenges of scaling your business? If it's no, I need you, because I know you're not stopping if you stayed on this long, I need you to create a list of all of your assets and liabilities. Meaning, whether it's your car that's fully paid off, or your car that you're still paying a note on, which now that means it's in a liability basket and not the asset basket. Whether it's your house, whether it's your business, whether it's your intellectual property that's inside of your business, meaning like those programs y'all are writing out, that's your intellectual property. People will pay for that to duplicate that and have it in their school system, or your glory loaves, your recipe is selling well. Okay, well, people will pay to have this in their store, or to have your recipe, or to produce this, on a larger scale and things of that nature. And so create a list of all of your assets and liabilities. Once you've done that, I need you to start thinking about trademarks. I need you to start thinking about copywriting. If you haven't already had your articles of incorporation, meaning your LLC and your EINs and all of those things, I need you to start thinking about that. Trust funds, putting these businesses inside of trust funds, so that way when you die, your business does not die with you. It continues to live on. It continues to do what it is that you said you want it to do. You say it wanted to do. You need to be thinking about that. Life insurance, putting your life insurance inside of your trust fund, making sure that your life insurance, your trust fund is a beneficiary of your life insurance policy. Why am I saying these things? Because now we're removing the tax. I don't know if you know, but if you have a life insurance policy and you pass away, then they can tax those dollars on there. But if you put the life insurance policy inside of a trust fund, or make your beneficiary, your trust fund a beneficiary of your life insurance policy, that money defaults into your trust fund. And now you can say, okay, I want this business to buy houses, and the money to go to my kids or my siblings or whomever. You decide, and that's the thing. Our businesses, we're not building businesses so we can have revenue and things of that nature just for right now. We're building businesses so that we can have a legacy, so that we can invest in the appropriate things to live the type of lifestyle we want to live. So the closing out is invest in appropriate services such as CPAs, life insurance agents, and etc. when we get to this point. And so again, I'm going to share this entire slideshow with you, but I need you guys to identify, where are you in your growth of your business? What stage are you in? And then, are you truly ready to scale? If you answer no, there's resources on here telling you what you need to do. Your SWOT analysis will help you get into that space. This social media audit is something I'm going to give everybody. This is something that you created that. Yes, you did. So this is something that I'm going to give everybody to gauge, where are you? Because when we're talking about marketing and strategic planning and putting out your content, if don't nobody know you and don't nobody see you, it does not matter. And so being scalable, I need to be able to hit you with one of these. If I can't do this and I can't find anything on you, the first thing we found is that I'm an instructor assistant here. And then here's the business. Here's my LinkedIn. That's me too on the news. That's my uncle who was murdered. That's me. That's my Facebook that was there. Oh, here's Feed the Soul. That's me. That's me. That's me. That's me. That's me. If I go over into the images portion, there go my book, one of my books that I did. There go my actual book right there. So those two are me. I guess I need to be more scalable on. There go me and Amari. So it's there. And so this is SEO. How do we get here? It's through our website. It's through our captions that we're posting on Instagram. It's through those emails that we're sharing. It's through those reviews that we're getting. Those are the things that are going to make us visible online. So as people are joining us, as people are looking for us, as we're sending out those proposals, as we're looking to scale our business, and they're going to fact check, like, are you really who you said you are? You can be like, I'm who I said I am. So I'm opening the floor for any questions, comments, or concerns. Other than that, that's our class.
Thank you. This information was so wonderful. You have so great knowledge, and I appreciate you sharing that with us.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ms. Violet. I greatly appreciate you from joining all the way from Texas. That means the world to me.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Hey, True.
Yes.
Is that ADP for payrolls? Is it ADP or ATP?
Yes, for payroll, it's ADP. You have other platforms like Gusto and things of that nature. I believe QuickBooks also offer a form of payroll, but all of those, you choose which one fits your business best. So go onto their site, look at the plans that they're offering, look at the pricing, choose what fits for you. Start with where you're at, what you can afford, or what works for your business or what you need, and work your way up. If you don't have employees right now, you are your first employee.
Right. Okay. Bet.
Any other questions before we leave out?
I just want to say you did a wonderful job and thank you. And I know you keep telling me about this HubSpot, so I definitely got to tap into that. Is HubSpot free or? I mean, I
Yes,
definitely can look that up. But
HubSpot is completely free. You are very welcome. HubSpot is 110% free. They do have paid features, as all of these sites do, but your first, like, you can send out 1,000 emails a month for completely free. You get like 1,000, your first 1,000 contacts are free. HubSpot is my go-to. It might be confusing when you get in there, but focus on what you're in there for. Putting your contacts in there, using your email, and then learn the rest as you go.
right, and thank you for that Chat GPT. So I'm definitely about to go in there and make a whole bunch of
Of course.
a whole bunch
Use
of
it for
shit.
your
So,
app. Use it for your Instagram too. You don't know what to put on a copy. You don't know what to do. Go on there. Create an Instagram copy for this type of content. There you go. Include hashtags.
for sure. Thank you.
Now, would HubSpot compare to MailChimp, or is it similar, same, or a little different?
So actually, MailChimp can integrate with HubSpot. HubSpot is more than MailChimp. MailChimp focuses mainly on those emails and email marketing. And that's, where I started off with MailChimp and love MailChimp. However, HubSpot is more essential when it comes to scaling your business because it's an overflow of your entire business, the people you're working with. So in your instance, you might be putting the store locations in there. This is the last time I dropped to them. This is when we did this. This is what they said. This is the refills. We had to refill a little bit earlier this month. I need to, all of those things. I need to send them email reminders. We got a new thing coming out. You can automate in there, but you can also integrate MailChimp with HubSpot.
Okay.
Also, your Paco integrates with HubSpot. So everybody who register, if you scan the code or if you tap the phone or even if you click the link in my bio and you do the HubSpot, the Paco, when you put your information in there, it goes directly to my HubSpot and it tells me like this person connected with you through Paco.
Okay.
Joan, any questions from you?
No.
Okay, so I appreciate y'all. Y'all are my truebies. I love it. If anybody don't know what a truebie is, it's somebody who is true to where they've been, where they are, and where they are looking to go in their process. And that's all of you. Congratulations for staying dedicated to your business, for looking to scale your business, and have an amazing day. Thank y'all for staying up to 9:30 with me tonight. Enjoy your night.
So, peace, True.
Peace, love.
Thank you. Hang up or what?